Let me say something that might make you uncomfortable. The person next to you at work looks fine. New shoes, nice phone, maybe a car they just got last year. But behind closed doors, they're one missed paycheck away from panic. And here's the scary part. That person might be you. Think about your last month. Did you check your bank account and feel heavy? Like no matter how much comes in, it's never enough. Did you tell yourself, I'll save next month, and then next month came and went? Maybe you have a job. Maybe it's even a decent paying one. But somehow, there's never money left over. You pay rent, you pay your phone bill, you grab food because you're exhausted and you don't have the energy to cook. You buy something small online because you deserve it after the week you've had. And just like that, it's gone. Then the cycle starts again. Monday, work, Friday, paycheck, gone. Monday, work, Friday, paycheck, gone. And somewhere deep down, you feel this quiet frustration, this voice that says, is this it? Is this really what life is supposed to look like? You scroll Instagram and everyone looks like they're winning. Trips, dinners, new stuff, big smiles. And you're sitting there wondering, what am I doing wrong? I'm going to tell you right now, because it's not what you think. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. I want you to meet Marcus. Marcus is 25. He grew up in a regular family, not rich, not broke, just regular. His parents worked hard. They told him the same thing every parent says. Go to school, get a good job, work hard, you'll be fine. So Marcus did exactly that. He graduated, got a job at a marketing firm, pulls in $52,000 a year. That's not bad money. That's real money. First few months, he felt amazing. First real paycheck, he remembers standing in the parking lot, staring at the deposit notification on his phone, smiling. He got a nice apartment. Nothing crazy, just somewhere clean, modern, in a decent part of town. $1,400 a month. He bought a car, used but still. Payments are $380 a month. He got the gym membership because he was going to get serious this year. $45 a month. He got Spotify, Netflix, Hulu, that new streaming thing all his friends were talking about. He started eating out more because his job was stressful and he deserved to decompress. He bought clothes that matched his new professional life. And here's the thing, none of this seemed crazy. It all seemed normal. His friends lived like this. His coworkers lived like this. Everything he was doing felt like what you're supposed to do when you finally start making real money. But 6 months in, Marcus sat down one Sunday night and actually looked at his numbers. After taxes, he takes home around $3,400 a month. Rent, $1,400. Car, $380. Insurance, $190. Groceries, $300. Eating out, almost $400, which shocked him. Subscriptions, $90. Gas, $150. Random stuff, $300. Total, $3,210. He had $190 left on a good month, and some months he was in the negative. He wasn't gambling. He wasn't doing anything wild. He was just living the way everyone around him was living. But the savings account, empty. The investment account didn't exist. The emergency fund, he'd been meaning to start one. Marcus wasn't broke because he was lazy or stupid. Marcus was broke because he was doing exactly what the world told him to do. And what happened next changed everything. See, Marcus had a problem that most people have, but almost nobody talks about. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's silent, it's sneaky, and it will drain you dry without you even noticing. Here's how it works. You make more money, so you spend more money. Your life expands to fill your income. Every raise, every new job, every bonus. Instead of building something, it just upgrades your lifestyle. Bigger apartment, better car, more eating out, more stuff. And because everyone around you is doing the same thing, it feels normal. But here's what nobody tells you. Normal is broke. Seriously, think about that. The average American has less than $1,000 in savings. The average person carries over $6,000 in credit card debt. Most people are 30 days away from a real financial crisis. That's not just a statistic. That's your neighbor. That's your coworker. That might be your best friend. Normal is not safe. Normal is terrifying. And the reason nobody talks about this is because on the outside, everyone looks fine. New shoes, remember? Nice phone, that car. But we're living in a world where appearances are everything, and the cost of maintaining those appearances is your actual freedom. Ever wonder why you feel stuck even when you're making more than you're used to? It's because your expenses grew with your income. You moved up, but your financial life didn't. You just got better at looking like you're winning. That's the trap, and almost everyone is in it. I need you to hear this clearly. The system is not broken. It's working exactly as designed. It was designed to keep you spending, to keep you consuming, to keep you working so you can spend, so you have to keep working. You were never supposed to get ahead. You were supposed to stay in the game. Let that sink in. Now, let me tell you about someone else. Same age as Marcus, same city, makes about the same money, $49,000 a year. Her name is Priya. Priya grew up in a similar household, nothing fancy. Parents worked regular jobs. But when Priya got her first real paycheck, something happened that changed her path. She sat down with a notebook, not an app, not a spreadsheet, just a notebook, and she wrote down one question at the top of the page. What do I actually want my life to look like in 10 years? She didn't write be rich. That's not specific enough. She wrote real things: a home, no debt, the ability to take a month off work without panicking, the ability to help her parents when they get older. And then she asked herself the second question, the one that really mattered. Does what I'm about to spend money on bring me closer to that or further from it? Not every time. She didn't become a monk. She still got her coffee. She still went out with friends. She still bought things she enjoyed. But the big stuff, the apartment, the car, the subscriptions, she started making those choices consciously, deliberately. She got an apartment that was smaller than what she could afford, saved $400 a month right there. She drove a paid-off used car instead of getting something new with payments, saved $380 a month. She started cooking most of her meals, not all of them, just most of them, saved another $200. That's almost $1,000 a month, just from 3 decisions. She put $500 of that into investments every month, into a simple index fund. We'll get to that. And she kept $500 as a growing emergency cushion. Was it glamorous? No. Did her apartment look like the ones on TikTok? Not even close. But 2 years later, though, while Marcus was still wondering where his money went, Priya had $14,000 invested and $8,000 saved. She had options that Marcus didn't have. And here's what really separates them. It wasn't intelligence, it wasn't income, it wasn't luck. It was awareness. Priya knew what her money was doing. Marcus had no idea. Here's where we need to go deeper, because this isn't really about budgeting. I know that sounds weird. Stay with me. This is about psychology. This is about how your brain thinks about money and why it's working against you by default. Your brain hates discomfort. That's not a flaw. That's how it's built. For thousands of years, humans who felt discomfort moved away from it fast. That instinct kept us alive. But in modern life, that same instinct is destroying your finances. When you're stressed and you buy something, your brain gets a small hit of relief, a small hit of dopamine. It feels good for a minute. The industry knows this. Every app, every website, every store, they are specifically, deliberately designed to trigger that feeling, to make you feel like buying is comfort, buying is reward, buying is self-care. You deserve this. Sound familiar? They're not wrong that you deserve good things, but they're using that truth to take your money. And here's the deeper layer. A lot of our spending isn't even about the thing we're buying. It's about how we want to feel or how we want others to see us. Think about it. Why do people buy expensive shoes they can't really afford? It's not because the shoes are more comfortable. It's because of how wearing them feels, the identity, the signal it sends. Why do people upgrade to a bigger apartment before they're really ready? It's not just about space. It's about the feeling of success, of arrival, of saying, I made it. We're not buying products. We're buying emotions. We're buying identities. We're buying proof to ourselves and to everyone watching that we're doing okay. And the problem is, the bill is real, even when the feeling is temporary. You swipe the card, the good feeling lasts a day, the payment lasts 6 months. This is emotional spending, and almost everyone does it, including people who know better. I want you to think about the last time you bought something impulsively. What were you feeling right before you did it? Bored, stressed, lonely, tired, a little down? I'd bet on one of those, because that's when it happens. The purchase wasn't random. It was an answer to an emotion. And until you deal with the emotion, the real thing underneath, you'll keep spending, no matter how much money you make. This is why people who win the lottery go broke.
This is why celebrities go bankrupt. This is why some doctors and lawyers are living paycheck to paycheck just like everyone else. Income doesn't fix a broken relationship with money. Only awareness does. And I know what some of you are thinking right now. If I just made more money, things would be different. I hear you, I really do. But making more money won't fix this. I'm serious. If you're spending everything you make now, you'll spend everything you make later. The number changes, the habit doesn't, unless you change it on purpose. All right, so what do you actually do? I'm going to give you 5 shifts, not tips, not hacks, shifts, because the goal is to change how you think, not just what you do. Shift 1, know your number. You need to know exactly how much money comes in and exactly how much goes out. Not roughly, exactly.
Sit down this weekend, 1 hour, write it all down. Every subscription, every bill, every automatic charge, everything. You will be shocked. Almost everyone is. There's money leaking out of your life that you forgot about completely. Shift 2, pay yourself first. Before you pay anything else, before rent, before food, before anything, you move a set amount into savings or investments, even if it's $50. Even if it's $25, the amount matters less than the habit. You're training your brain to treat your future self as a priority, not an afterthought. Shift 3, create a 24-hour rule. For any non-essential purchase over $50, wait 24 hours before buying it. That's it. Just wait. You'll be amazed how many things you don't actually buy. The emotion passes. The want disappears. You realize you didn't need it at all. That one rule will save you hundreds every month. Shift 4. Get honest about your identity spending. Go through your purchases from last month. Not to judge yourself, just to observe. Ask yourself, was I buying this because I needed it or because of how I wanted to feel or be seen? No guilt, just honesty. Because once you see the pattern, you have power over it. Shift 5. Invest before you feel ready. This one scares people. I don't have enough to invest. I'll start when I have more money. That's a trap. You don't need a lot to start investing. You can open an account with $1. Seriously. The magic isn't in the amount. It's in starting and letting time work for you. Because money invested grows. Money spent is gone. The earlier you start, the more time does the heavy lifting for you. Start now, not next month, not when things settle down, now. All right, I've been building to this because there's one last belief we need to break, and it's one that almost everyone carries. You've probably heard your whole life, save your money, save your money, save your money. And saving is important, don't get me wrong. But here's the truth that the savings advice leaves out. Saving alone will not make you wealthy. Hear me on this. If you put $500 in a savings account every month for 20 years, you'd have $120,000. That's real money. That's not nothing. But if you invested that same $500 every month in a basic index fund that averages 8% per year, you'd have over $294,000. Same money, different decision. More than double the result. Saving is protection. Investing is growth. You need both, but most people only think about one. And the reason nobody teaches this, the real reason, is that a broke society is good for business. People who are financially desperate keep buying things they can't afford, keep taking bad loans, keep working jobs they hate because they have no choice. Financially free people, they're harder to control. They have options. They can say no. Learning how money actually works is one of the most rebellious things you can do. So start learning. Not to become obsessed with money, but to stop being controlled by it. Let me bring this home. Marcus. Remember Marcus? He eventually had his Sunday night moment. That moment where the numbers didn't lie, where he couldn't look away anymore. And he had a choice that we all have. He could close the notebook, convince himself it wasn't that bad, go back to normal, or he could decide to see clearly, even if it was uncomfortable, even if it meant changing things. He chose to see. Not overnight, nothing real happens overnight, but slowly he started making different decisions. He didn't punish himself. He didn't go extreme. He just started paying attention. He moved to a smaller place. He stopped upgrading his car. He started putting $200 a month into investments even when it felt small. And a year later, he told a friend, "I feel like I can breathe for the first time." Not because he was rich, because he was no longer controlled. That's what this is really about. Not millions of dollars, not a mansion, not retiring at 25. It's about breathing. It's about waking up on a Monday and knowing that even if everything fell apart today, you'd be okay because you built something real, something that belongs to you. Right now, someone somewhere, someone your age is making the same money as you, living in the same kind of city, dealing with the same kind of pressures, but they're making a different choice with that money. Not because they're smarter, not because they got lucky, because they decided to see, and then they decided to move. The question is, what are you going to decide? Because your future isn't decided by your salary, it's decided by your decisions. And your next decision